Santosh, actually I deleted the database server.
Oh my god.
I was just holding my head, what you did? And that's why sometimes I call myself as an accidental engineer, because who had no idea like what he wants to do with the life.
It's
But
a nice title, by the way.
yeah.
You can use that.
So last year I was asking her like what do you want her for her birthday, and she said something which was 20 euros. And then I had to remind her, look, now I make good money, so you can probably ask for something more expensive.
So cute, by the way. Welcome to a new episode of Kesin Yaşanmıştır with Teknasyon. Today we have a very special guest, Santosh Yadav. Right?
Yep.
Cool. Santosh is actually a special guest because he has a lot of, the program, how should we call it?
The recognition.
Recognition, yeah. He has too many recognitions. One of the persons has too many recognitions in the world. So he has an MVP, he has a GDE, and he is also a GitHub star. Welcome, Santosh.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Cool. I know you a bit, but we want to know you better. Can you introduce yourself to us and the audience?
Yeah, sure. So hey everyone, my name is Santosh, and I currently I'm living in Hamburg, Germany. So I moved to Germany 4 years ago, and I'm born and brought up in Mumbai. So
Mumbai, yeah.
I think one of the most recognizable city in the world.
Yeah.
If I tell anybody, okay, if I live in this city, no one will understand. But when I say Mumbai, they're like, yeah, Mumbai is cool.
Yeah.
Somehow, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then I lived in Pune for 6 years. And yeah, that was my almost 33 years in India. And then I moved to Germany 4 years ago. And now in Germany, I work for a company called CodeRabbit,
Yeah.
which is an AI code review tool. And it's been crazy 4 months.
Yeah.
I still cannot believe it. It's just 4 months now. I mean, it feels like I've been working for a year now at CodeRabbit. But apart from that, I've been in tech industry for close to 18 years. I started my career back in 2008.
2008.
Yeah, 2008. So I started working on I was working as a .NET developer,
Developer, yeah.
and I was doing Windows applications. That's how I started. VB.NET, C#.NET, and then of course initially 2008. I think most of the people recognize 2008. The people who are born in 90s, especially because 2008 was the worst period in the history of maybe mankind. And I would say, I think I was reading a book and it said it was the worst event in 80 years because it was the worst financial crisis ever, where the market was like literally gone. A lot of billions of dollars, trillions of dollars actually vanished from market suddenly. So it was hard to find a job in 2008. So everyone knows that. And I got unlucky or lucky maybe. I just completed my engineering in that year, and then worked through some jobs, and then finally landed at a startup in Mumbai. In Mumbai. I was still in Mumbai at that time. I think 2011 or somewhere. Worked there for 4 years. I think that was my longest employer.
You worked as a .NET developer there, right?
I joined as a senior engineer,
Okay.
and I was working on .NET. But the good thing was it was a startup, so you can do whatever you want, like something kind like that.
Yeah.
So keep experimenting with different technologies. I think that's where I learned most of the things. I was still doing .NET, but I was doing databases. I was doing front end. I was doing whatever I wanted to. So
yeah, in these times actually there was no separation between them, right?
Exactly,
You are doing everything, right? Just like right now.
What AI is doing.
Yeah, with the AI we are doing the same things again.
Yeah.
Finally, we connected all things back. But in these times, there was no front end, back end side. You were just building things, right?
Exactly. Everyone was doing everything, right? So there was no front end developer, no back end developer. Everyone was developer. I think that's where we are going again. So everyone is a developer.
Yeah.
But the only difference is developers are not writing code anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just all the AI and prompts and everything.
We just say someone to write.
Exactly.
Something to write. Yeah.
Something to write, and then. But yeah, and then I did few years as a manager, and that was like, of course, I didn't. I initially enjoyed it because I was doing it as like out of passion. Then I realized that it's not for me. So
The management, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, me either. Yeah, management is totally different thing.
exactly.
Yeah, it's this completely new skill you have
Mhm.
to learn. It's not like writing code.
It's
Yeah.
totally. I mean, people management. I think the difference between like writing code and people management is the mental stress, right? Because you are
Yes.
with your code, you are not that attached, but
Yeah.
it's like when you are a manager, you get attached to people, like because they are the ones you have to look out for,
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
and it's very mentally stressful that you
Their
have to.
stress is your stress already.
Yeah,
right?
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. And then they said, okay, enough. So after almost close to 5 years, I think I just had 4 months left. Otherwise, I would have completed 5 years. And then I said, no, let's move on. Then I started doing IC again.
Yeah.
Moved into IC role. When around 2019 was the year I started doing open source.
Cool.
So my first because I was doing Angular for a longer time. I started doing it in 2016 to 2017. Angular JS days, if you remember.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, Angular JS was like fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first versions of that.
First, yeah.
Or the Google acquired it.
It was already part of the Google. I think Google was building it because Angular JS was built by the Googlers.
Yeah.
And then they rewrote it
Yeah.
to Angular 2.0, which
you're right.
which came after 2016. The first launch was in 2016, I think.
Is it still popular in the world, Angular?
Yes, it is in enterprises. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, people don't realize that how powerful it is. Like
Yeah.
there are so many advantages.
It feels like right now we are living in a React world, right? Everyone is like using React. Actually, even if you ask for AI to build something, it starts building with React.
I mean, yeah, because we know like most of the code on GitHub is actually React.
Yeah.
Right, and most of the closed source code is not available for like
exactly.
AIs to actually go ahead and learn from.
Yeah, exactly.
Which might be .NET, Java, or maybe Angular. So I
How
think
AI writes in Angular, by the way?
It does a very bad job.
Really? Because they
data.
don't know. There is no data.
Exactly. So if you are writing Angular code using AI, I would recommend using skills. So yeah. So Angular has now their own like skills. Yeah.
Cool.
You can add it, and then it behaves much better. Like you still need to watch out like what they are writing. But yeah, I mean, I think it's I'm sure like that's the same way with React code as well, because many of the open source projects are like not the best code in the world, right? I mean, and that's how AI learned from. So it learned from the code base, which is not good.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
So, but with Angular, yeah, it struggles a little bit. It still writes the older syntax because, Angular became, Angular made so many changes after Angular 14. So just to give you an idea, Angular released 2 versions, major versions in a year.
In a year?
In a year. So right now, the Angular 22 should be released in June as per the timeline. So it moved so fast, right? It moved so fast in like from 14 to 22, like how many, 4 years. And that was the era like AI was coming up. And as I think AI was not able to learn faster than what Angular team was shipping. So it's still like sometimes it generates old code. So that's the difference. But yeah, I mean, then Angular happened. I was like, okay, let's contribute back to the community. Like most of the people, that's how we start, right? I mean, no, I think it's enough. Let's contribute back to the community. And that's how I started with Angular, doing open source.
Cool.
And became a GD, Angular 29. I think 2019 was the year. And
cool.
I remember the date because it was my birthday. So
so cool.
Yeah, so it was, that's how it happened. And in 2020, I think, the entire world almost got disconnected.
Yeah.
I would say
because of the pandemic.
Due to pandemic, but like, I would say it got connected virtually, right?
Yeah.
You started meeting more people you never knew about, like.
Yeah, exactly. It had an advantage this time because the events were not like online.
Yeah.
But they started to be online, so you have opportunity to attend the events virtually. Yeah.
And then a lot of remote opportunities started coming, right? Which was not heard of before. Like, not many people were working remotely before 2020.
Yeah, exactly. We learned how to work remotely in the pandemic timeline.
Yeah, and a lot of people hate it. I don't know why, but I love it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So, And then 2020 was the year and GitHub actually came up with this program, GitHub
Oh my God.
Stars.
So cool.
And I was like, oh, wow, this program sounds good. And I think there should be somebody from India who should be in this program, because when they launched the program, it was like they handpicked few stars in the world. So it was, I remember like still few names. I think Ahmed was there. You already know Ahmed, yeah, Command Code.
Yeah.
And there are a few other amazing developers. I was like, okay, so I just shared it in my network, like, please go ahead and nominate somebody from India so someone can become.
Cool.
And I was not expecting it that I will be the first one actually. So
So cool.
somehow, yeah, that happened in 2020. And then 2022 I moved. I said, okay, let's move to some other country. So I moved to Germany. And it's been 4 years now in Germany.
Cool.
It's going great. I spent 3.5 years working for another German company called Celonis. So I was a staff engineer there, working on their platform team. And it was like amazing. Like I still miss my coworkers sometimes.
Cool. You had, you told us a great story, and our concept is about the stories, but the strange ones.
Oh,
Yeah, actually, people are like telling their, they have like maybe very short stories, but maybe like 1 or 2 days, but they changed their lives, right? They teach something to them. So I feel like you have lots of stories because you lived in Mumbai as a .NET developer, and you worked as a manager, and you moved to another country. It sounds like you have very hidden gems there, right? You have very much stories. Drop some of them.
I mean, I can tell you, like, I have so many stories, we can talk for days.
Yeah, and actually, some of the things you can't tell us, right?
I mean, yeah, for sure. But yeah, so.
Yeah, and but we all have we all have strange stories, and I hope I know actually you have one to start with.
Yeah, let's talk about, right. So I think I have, as I said, like I have so many stories in my life. I actually wrote about it. So,
Road?
Yeah.
So cool.
And so when I became a GitHub star, and then I was like making my life was like getting better. I mean, I just to give you like small background of my life. So I lived in slum in Mumbai. So it was not like I'm not from a very rich family or something. So someone who had to struggle to get even my bachelor's degree.
Yeah.
So I decided, okay, I should write about it. So Dan Vallin, who works at Microsoft, so he said, like, why don't you write about your story? Because I posted a tweet, like how I moved from slums to an apartment. And so he was like, go ahead and write it. Like,
It's a
people would.
success story, right?
Yeah,
It's kind of a success story. Yeah.
So he said, like, write about it, and then I ended up doing that. And Google did a video actually. So before I moved to Germany, Google would have like 2-3 minutes story like on my life. So I'll give you like multiple stories. Of course, the one which I generally tell people is like not to give up, because I still remember like when I was in early in my career, like not school, right? I'm not even in career. So in school, I had no idea like what I want to do, because you don't have people around you to guide like what you should do in your life or what you should do ahead. And somehow I ended up at a college which was an engineering college. Believe me, I had no idea like what I'm supposed to do, and I ended up at that college. And that's why sometimes I call myself as an accidental engineer, because my marks were like accidental engineer.
Accidental.
So who had no idea like what he wants to do with the life. But
it's a nice title, by the way.
Yeah.
You can use that.
And then somehow I just because my marks were so bad, like in India, it was 2002, and somehow I performed very badly in my 10th standard, which is like where you basically figure out what you want to do next. If you have a good marks, you will do something else. If you have a bad marks, then go back and do something else. So, and I was in middle, so it was not very bad. It was not very good. As per today's standard, it was very bad.
Okay.
I mean, so I was wondering like where I should get an admission. One of my father's friend, he told my father there is a college which does, diploma in technology, like a diploma college basically, where you can get diploma.
Okay.
So I was like, let's give it a try. And then we went there, and the principal said like, look, I have few departments where you can get an admission. And he said like mechanical, electrical, and then he somehow said computers.
Okay.
I was like, believe me, as soon as I heard computers, I was like, oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
Let's do computers. And
But
then,
you didn't have any, computers.
no, I think that 2002, like, of course, there was
Yeah.
no computers, right? So I think I had used computers in school to play this. There used to be a game on DOS, Prince of Persia.
Yeah, I know it. I know.
Yeah, yeah.
So, did you read this story about it? How they wrote, how they programmed all the movements.
Oh,
There is a blog about it.
oh, I should be.
Yeah, you should read it. Prince of Persia was like one of my favorite ones when I was a small child. So yeah, I know it. Yeah.
So they used to give us like maybe 20 minutes in a week. In school, like
20 minutes in a week.
yeah, and that even like you hardly touch your computer because
Yeah.
like there are so many kids, right?
Yeah.
So, and that was only for a year, I think. Yeah, that was only for a year, and that was only my interaction with computers. And then he said, yeah, computers, and I was like, okay, let's do that.
Cool.
And as soon as I came out, my father said, why not mechanical? I was like, I have no idea. I mean, he said computers. I just like, why not computers? Like, right? So, and then I started figuring things out, like what I'm supposed to do. So my first year was really bad. And then diploma was like 3 years. And by the end of third year, I figured out, okay, what I want to do next. So I wanted to do bachelor's. And
After 2 years.
Yeah, after 3 years. And then I thought like, of course, like maybe I think I will be able to do it. And somehow my father said he has no money.
Okay.
So he didn't told me like that he has no money. He just said like, oh, can you get a job?
Yeah.
So now you have done your diploma, so get a job. And I was like, no, I want to study.
Oh.
And he never said like that. The reason he's telling me is because he has no money to pay for my tuition fees and college fees.
Yeah.
He just said like, just go and work.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was 18.
What was the year, by the way?
It was 2005.
2005. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was 18 years old, so I was confused. More than actually anything, I was confused. Like, because I want to work, I want to study, right? I mean, I was so motivated that I want to study now. So I ended up crying entire night. So I didn't sleep. And we lived in a small house, so it was maybe this was my house.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So my mom actually heard me crying entire night.
Oh my God.
Because that's the advantage of living in a small house. Like, anyone has any problem, everyone knows.
Yeah.
Now we live in big houses.
Yeah.
No one knows what is happening, right?
Yeah.
And then next morning, I think I was somewhere, but she told my father that do whatever you want. My son will go to study. Like, he will go to college. He will do his bachelor's.
Oh my God.
And I had no idea like this communication or this thing happened. And then my father said, yeah. So after a few days, he said, yeah, if you wanted to get an admission in bachelor's, right? You can go ahead. And I was confused again. I was like, what is this?
It's confusing. Yeah.
I mean, few days back, he was like forcing me to go and interview, do some work.
Yeah. Maybe he wanted to push you something, I don't know. I can guess.
I mean, he just wanted to be nice that,
Yeah.
I mean, rather than telling me that he has no money, he just wanted to say, oh, get a job. Maybe now you have done your diploma, something like that. But I realized, okay, let's do it. And then, I think these teen years are very strange, right? In your teens, you're like always very much against everything.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yeah.
So I was like, okay. Then I started studying, and then by the time I actually was in third year of bachelor's, then I realized my family situation. That my family has no money for last 4 years.
Oh my God.
So
your father was right.
Yeah. So he was like somehow managing it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, then I felt bad. By that time, I think I was.
They had us, they sacrificed something for you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Then
nice thing.
I felt bad. So it was around 2007.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I think I'm 21 anyways. I did diploma. I did like almost engineering. I will get a job.
Yeah.
And then somehow he
After being, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
After being a parent, you can understand them better, right?
True.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, now I feel bad, like because of me, they had to go through this situation. But then by the end of third year, like I even said my friends, like when I gave my final exams, like for the third year, I said probably I will not see you again, and they were like confused why. So I told them that like my father has no money for next year, so he somehow managed for 2 years now. I don't think so I'll be able to come next year. So one of my friend actually said, don't worry about it. And I asked him like, what do you mean by not to worry about it? I mean, I literally have no money. He said he will pay for, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What a friendship.
Yeah, and then we are still a good friend. So he helped me a lot, like when I went through issues in future.
So cool.
But he said that like, and I was like confused again, like why if someone will pay for your college fee, right? And then somehow I just said thank you, and then moved on. But somehow finally my father managed. He said like, yeah, he has the money, so you can just go ahead and do your final year. I was like, okay.
Wow.
And then that's how I became engineer.
Wow, man. It's it's an inspiring story. Yeah, it's an inspiring story for everyone to hear, I guess. You made something from impossible, almost impossible, right? Yeah, your father said we have no money, and you after a while you somehow realize really your father really don't have money, and you somehow with all the things managed somehow, and yeah, wow, that's cool, man.
I think because I think he saw like his life, right? Probably he knew that maybe education is the only way we can get out of it, right?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And
Yes.
yeah.
And then you become an engineer.
Yep.
And you started working in Mumbai as an engineer, right?
Yeah.
What company was it?
Oh, that company doesn't exist anymore. So
okay.
yeah, it was a very small, I think this is how big the office was.
Cool.
So it was like, as I said, 2008, like the entire market crashed. There was literally no job. I mean, me and my friend, we used to like take our resume and go to different offices to give our resume, like, do you have a job? Do you have a job? Like that.
Yeah.
And then somehow I got this one, which was paying me $100 per month. Yeah, at that time, right? I mean, $100 per month. That was like, that was the salary. And I said yes, why not? Like, I mean, I don't want to sit at home, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
makes sense. Yeah.
it's like
Better than nothing.
Better than nothing, right? And then that job was not good. So I realized after 9 months that I'm wasting my time here. And one thing which I hate is when someone forces you to do something which you don't like.
Yeah.
Everywhere, like I mean, in life as well as at work. So that was that kind of job. So he was like, it's a small company, right? So 5-6 people. So the CEO was running everything. And one day he asks me, like, I used to come at 9, leave at 6. That's it. And then one day he asked me like to work extra hours. I was like, why? We don't have any work. I mean, to work extra hours, you at least should have some work to do, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and there was literally no work. And he just wanted people to stay in office to show authority. I hate those kind of people.
Just
like,
for nothing.
Just for nothing. But just to show authority that I am staying in the office till 10, so my employees should be there. That kind of personality. So I was like, okay. Then one day he asked me, like, he was trying to tell me nicely that you should do this in case you want to have a better future. You should work like this, like that. And I said, it's 7 p.m. Can I go home? So, and then next day he actually made up some stories. He said, okay, these are the things which you need to fix, and I need it fixed today. And then I was in office till 10, went back home, resigned. I was like, look, the money is not good. The work is not good. Why should I stay?
Yeah.
And that's one thing which I've followed in my entire career. Like, if I'm not making money, if I'm not making, if the job sucks, there is no point staying there.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
And then I resigned. So I was still like jobless for a few days,
Mm-hmm.
and the market was still not recovered. But somehow I managed. Like I was like, okay, I did some temporary jobs, which was not technical, like not many, like a lot of technical involved.
Mm-hmm.
It was just handling a Oracle-based software, which I did for 4 months because it was a contract based and I needed money. Of course, I cannot sit at home. So that was the job I did, and then somehow I managed my way to the startup, and then after the startup, I moved to Pune, and then things changed. But yeah, that was
Is Pune a bigger city or
small.
I don't know.
Mumbai is the bigger city.
Okay.
Pune is the smaller one, but it is becoming big now because Mumbai has reached its maximum capacity,
Okay, yeah.
and more
Too
and more,
crowded,
too crowded. So and then people started moving to Pune, where like more companies started building their.
Close to Mumbai.
If you take a car, maybe 2 to 3 hours.
Okay,
Yeah.
I would say close.
Yeah, close. So and then I moved to Pune. I was like, okay, I got a job there, so I moved there with the family. But yeah, I mean, I had like cool stories at startup. I mean, that 4.5 years.
Yeah, all the stories are like in the startup
Yeah.
mostly, not in the enterprises. Enterprises are like boring mostly.
Yeah, I mean, they have
But
processes.
startups always like have too many unknowns, too many adventures, too many things to handle by yourself. Like too few people are trying to manage a big scale of money.
Yeah.
And they are trying to survive. Yeah.
Survive, exactly, yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'll tell you an interesting story from that startup where I was working in Mumbai. So, and that was the time I became a team lead, and I was handling my support team. So that was like around 2012 or 2013. So we finished a project, and my CTO came to me and said, "Hey, look, we've finished this project now, and we need somebody to actually handle our support team.
Okay.
So in case something comes up, there should be someone who knows stuff, right? I mean,
Okay.
so I was like, why not? Like, let's give it a try. And then I started leading that team. And I remember like around 10 p.m. in the night, one of my team member, he calls me and says, Santosh, there is a database which I'm not able to access. I was like, what database? He says, it was the same app which I shipped like maybe 6 months ago. So I was like, how is that possible? Because the entire app was shut down, like it was not working.
Okay.
It was a kind of e-commerce website, where you go select some products and then check out. And I was like, how it can stop working suddenly, right? It has been working for like more than 6 months. No issues. So we tried to debug, so I also started my laptop and started seeing like, okay, this is very confusing. Like, it's not able to connect to database. Then I said, okay, let me just go.
What was the system, by the way, in terms of programming language or the framework of blah, blah?
So we were using ASP.NET MVC.
Okay, MVC.
So MVC, and then with Razor pages, a lot of jQuery.
Yeah.
And the backend was, of course, like ASP.NET APIs, and then SQL Server, right?
Yeah, classical .NET stack, yeah.
So then I said, okay, let me just, then I told him, can you try connecting to the database server directly? Because, of course, as a support team, I had access to everything, even my team. And he says, oh, I cannot connect to the database as well, like the server. I was like, what is happening? So he said, I'm able to connect to the app server where we have deployed our app, but database is not. And then I called him. I was like, okay, take a cab, come to the office. I also took a cab, went to the office. And we both are like confused. What is happening? And then we called our system guys, right, who takes care of all the servers, the server guy. Then he comes to the office. He did something for 10 minutes. Then he calls me.
Is all fixed?
No.
Okay.
Then he called me in person.
Okay.
He took me outside. I was like, what is happening? Now I'm getting scared. Like, kind of surprising situation.
Yeah.
And then he says, Santosh, actually I deleted the database server.
Oh my God.
I was just holding my head. What you did? So he says, I deleted the database server. And I was like, wow, what the hell? So I was like, okay, look, this is not new, right? I mean, I know. So I've been doing production support for some time now. So what is the best way now we can resolve this issue? So he says, like, I have a backup, which is like 1 or 2 hour old. I said, let's get a new server, shut down the app. So we put the banner saying, okay, we are
In maintenance.
maintenance.
Yeah. Not maintenance, but
Not maintenance, we know, like we screwed up, but he said, okay, we are under maintenance. Then he said, like, okay, I need 1 hour to get the database and get the new server and get the backup installed. He did that. We like did that for like, it took more than 1 hour actually. It took 2 hours. Then by 6 p.m., 6 a.m. in the morning, we made everything functional.
Okay.
And everyone was in office. Our CEO was in office. Our CTO was in office. I was like, what is happening? Why this is down? And of course, I don't want you to tell him. Like, so I said, yeah, I'll tell you. I'll tell you later. But let us fix this, because if too many people will just try to create a scene here, nothing will happen. So let us handle the situation first, and then we'll talk. So by 6 a.m., everything went fine. Like we got new database, new server. We installed the database. We installed the backup. We lost like 2 hours of data, but that's fine. I think that was not a lot of database because it was night.
Yeah.
So our assets got saved. We didn't lose a lot of money. And then 7 a.m., I went to CEO. I said, okay, this is what happened. So he called that guy, the server guy, and he said, okay, do one thing, take a 5 days leave off. So he asked him not to come to the office for 5 days. He take your time off. I don't know why. He felt sorry, like he was and he felt sad that he was asked to leave for 5 years. And he said he thought like, okay, maybe they took it personally.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was like one of the fire stories.
Yeah, actually, yes, this happens a lot. By the way, we had lots of stories like that, but this is the first time, the guy deleted is not, actually, as far as I understand, the guy from the support team warned you, right? Not the one deleted.
No. So of course, my team was the first responder, right?
Yeah.
So he got a ping saying database, like there is some problem with the server, and then I spoke to my server guy, like, why you deleted it?
Why?
So
What's the answer?
it was again funny story, because we had two servers with same name, and there was one server which was never used, which was just lying there. We were paying for it. His intention was good.
Yeah, he was like trying to save money.
He saved money, yeah. And then, but by mistake, he deleted the one which was active.
Oh my God.
So he felt sorry, like, okay, this is screwed up. I don't want you to do it. And he went to sleep because it was night, right? He deleted the server. He went to sleep.
He didn't realize the issue.
No.
Cool.
So then my team got the call, and then we called him to see like
that minute that he understood it. Yeah.
Exactly. So everything was done with good intention, but sometimes good intentions.
Don't touch if it works.
Don't touch if it works. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. This is the basic, the rule.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Or do some, this kind of stuff. I wouldn't do this kind of stuff at night.
For sure. I mean, yeah. And take that backup, right? If you're deleting it, like at least make sure, like, okay, there is nothing functional on that. I think nowadays it's very rare.
Yeah, because there are too many protection systems, blah blah. So they won't be in a problem. One man, how did this? I wonder the story about how you moved to Germany.
Yes.
Maybe there are some cool stories there, but I don't know. If you have another cool story, you can go about it.
We can talk about it. So because 2020 was the year, right? So I will go a few years back. So my daughter was born in 2012, and that was the year I think I had started working on that startup. I was not like I was making in Mumbai, still Mumbai, the same startup where I just told about. So that startup was paying me almost like maybe more than like close to $4,000 a year. I'm talking about a year, right? And my daughter was born in 2012, so I was like, oh, I'm now making good money, so probably I will move out of the slum. So that was my goal, but that like by the time I have my daughter, I will move out and maybe she can have a good life.
Yeah, parenthood instincts. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
And then suddenly things went sideways. So my daughter was premature, and then suddenly I was under a lot of debt. So my hospital bill was like close to $9,000. Like even my 2 year salary will not cover it if I pay everything. So I was like, okay, whatever happens, I have to save my daughter. So I did like everything. I mean, I went into debt, like took a lot of loans and paid off. Like, so not paid off, but yeah, I mean, my daughter is luckily she's now 14. And now she's in healthy state, but she was like, of course, for 3 months we had like no idea like what will happen next, because doctors were like, we don't give you any guarantee. Like, so it's I think mostly her willpower which is keeping her alive.
Yeah.
So I was like, then that situation actually made me work harder. I started working day and night. I was like, because I want to make more money, because not if not today, I want to like have a better life at least in future. So somehow 4 years went by, and she was suddenly 4, and then I realized, okay, I haven't spent much time with her.
Yeah.
And then I moved to Pune. I started at least spending more time with her because I was not working at a startup anymore. And 2020 was the year when I became a guitar star, right? And I started doing on my own stuff. So I started working as an independent contractor, and I made a lot of money. Shit, a lot of money. Believe me, in 4 months I made so much money that I paid off all the loans, which I couldn't do it in 8 years.
Cool. Wow.
So that was like,
You were working for the United States or European?
so I had two clients. One was Indian, but they were like paying good money.
Cool.
And another one was from US, and they were also paying good money. So 4 months I was like able to pay off my laptop, which was $3,000 laptop, and $4,000 in loans, $4,000 in loan, and a lot of I think I had few more loans extra. So I paid off everything. I was like, suddenly, as my family was, oh wow, we have so much money.
Yeah.
And then COVID happened. That was the time COVID also there. So I think that was the thing. Like my wife said, we should also help somebody, because we have been poor almost our entire life. So I think we should use this money. So I started like helping people. Then by 21, I realized, no, I don't think so. I want to live here anymore, because my daughter is getting now younger, and now she's getting older, and now maybe she has to go through the same situation if something happens to me.
Yeah.
Like, what in case COVID happened? COVID was already there, but if something happens to me, what about my family?
Yeah.
In India, you don't get anything. So of course you have people will tell you have insurance and there's blah 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 10 different things. But if the main source of income is gone, nothing can help you.
Yeah.
And then I started looking for ways, like how to get out of this country. And luckily I have friends. So I have a friend in Germany, and he's a very good friend. So I asked him, like, is there anything, because he helped me with a job before. So I was working from India at that time, and he was working from Germany for the same company almost. But I was working via maybe a third party or maybe a sister company. And this time he said, yeah, we do have it. So he spoke to his manager. Everything was done. Like, we did an interview. They hired me. And I packed my bag and I left. So I was like, okay, I thought like things will be easier after coming to Germany. It was not. So my family was still stuck in India for 10 months, more 10 months.
Oh, you were like in Germany? After 10 months, they
came to Germany. Yeah, they came to Germany. So it was a lot of problem, but I mean, the decision was because I wanted to have better life for my daughter. We said, okay, I don't see anything like, I mean, if she's in India, I have to always tell her that study more, work harder, because you have competition.
Yeah.
There are like hundreds, thousands of kids in schools who are like, maybe now I see people like forcing their kids to study computers from day one. Like first standard, they're going to study computers. I just wanted my daughter to have a simple life
Yeah.
where she don't have to worry about money.
Yeah.
Believe me, she learned doing like all this money calculation now. So yeah, and we never let her know that, okay, we always told her that money has a lot of value,
Mm-hmm.
because when she was growing up, of course, we were like living on paychecks to paychecks, right? So we used to always tell her, like, so as a kid, you have tendency, right? You keep asking for something if you see. So she used to do that. So we used to tell her, look, Papa gets salary in the first week of month, like.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the time you should always ask if you need anything. Don't ask anything in the end of the month.
Yeah.
So, and then we realized that she was hardly asking like for anything which is more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So she was always like that. So in Germany she came, and then she's the same. So last year I was asking her, like, what do you want for her birthday, and she said something which was 20 euros. And then I had to remind her, look, now I make good money, so you can probably ask for something more expensive.
So cute, by the way.
So she's like, no, but I need this. Like, why should I ask something else? And then, of course, like, that's the kind of life I wanted to have, her. Like, I mean, so she can enjoy, she doesn't have to worry about. But she cares a lot about money. I mean, it's not like if I have money, she can spend everything. We gave her, like, I still remember last year we gave her 20 euros. And at the end of the year, she gave 20 euros back.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I was like, what? So we said, okay, let's do one thing. We will give you pocket money every month. And now we give her pocket money, and then still she saves everything, almost all money.
Yeah, that's a good, that's a good learning for her, I guess.
I mean, she knows the value of money, right?
Yeah.
I think that's
Because
the one.
actually she lived in that situation when she is younger, right?
I mean, she didn't knew, but like we
Yeah.
told her, like, you
Yeah.
need to tell your kids, like,
Yeah.
what is the importance of the money.
Yeah.
They don't understand, like they will
Most
see
of them, yeah,
something
no, most of them.
and they will ask, and that's where the communication stops.
Yeah.
You as a parent, you want to actually buy it because your kids ask.
Yeah, exactly.
If you take one step and tell them how expensive it is and why you cannot buy it
Yeah.
now, then they will understand, because kids are very smart.
Yeah, really,
You
really
just
smart.
ignore them, you think, oh, they're kid, what they will understand. And I think that's what I missed in my childhood, probably, because my father never told me about this value of money.
Yeah.
I had to go through this to understand the value of money. Like, I had to go through the days where maybe I had to worry about, oh, how I'm going to pay my rent for the next month, how we are going to buy food for the next month. Then I realized, okay, how much value money has.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, man.
Mm-hmm.
Cool stories. Santosh, you had really great stories, like very inspiring ones. Actually, the database is a bit inspiring story, yes, but most of them are like, your life is actually inspiring. I hope lots of people will, listen to this chapter and will learn something, I hope. And you are full of inspiration in my, point of view. Thank you for coming to Teknasyon's Kesin Yaşanmıştır. So, I hope to see you again in another video, maybe.
Sure. So,
and tomorrow we will have a talk. Actually, you will give a talk about using honor report, right? Yeah. I also want to know about your talk.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you again for being with us, and you should have last words.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the invitation. I mean, I really love the conversation, so thank you.
Yeah. We also loved the conversation. We learned lots of things from you. Thank you, everyone. It was a really nice chapter for the Kesin Yaşanmıştır. And thanks to Santosh for being with us. See you in the next chapter.
Thank you.